Top of the key, Williams another three. Falls in again.
Or finds Olivia Williams for the lead. Bingo!
Olivia, thank you for joining us today. As we dive into this conversation, I want to explore not just your milestone in terms of basketball and people and the philosophy that help you shape you to who you are. You lived at an intersection of two cultures, New Zealand and obviously United States. How do these dual identities influence you, the way that you approach the game of basketball? And before you answer the question, if you can let me know who handed you your first basketball.
Definitely my dad handed me my first basketball. I started playing when I was honestly 5, just playing in like rec leagues, boys and girls club, with all the older kids. And I think that really just like kind of ignited the love that I have for it today, especially like it truly being a part of who I am growing up. I mean, of course, like starting young, you're a part of it. So it's part of your upbringing and it's kind of like all you know. New Zealand and everyone that's from there, it's grit. It's like individuals are just so gritty and they know and remember constantly where they come from and who they're representing. And it's always more than just themselves on the court, but also on a day-to-day basis. It's a family. It's truly like you are representing everyone that came before you, all the history, you know, all of the things that people went through. It's constantly a representation throughout your day-to-day life. And that is huge for growing as a person because then you understand, you know, it's more than you. And it's a deeper understanding of just everyone around you as well and the interconnectedness that happens on the court with your team as well. So I think that's just been big just to see and understand, you know, where I'm from and whose I am and who I'm representing constantly. Both cultures and like in terms of experience that I've had to like make me who I am, not only as a basketball player, but as an individual have been so huge.
Obviously, this is one of the huge challenges athletes face normally when they get injured. They're sidelined when they spend most of their time on the court, you know, all their life. What was one thing that you learned from overcoming these challenges that you can share with the audience?
God. and I'm not even jokingly like building my faith. I always had a faith prior to injury, but man, yeah, really leaning into faith and God and understanding that this wasn't something that was put in front of me that I can't handle, and understanding that it's all part of a process that he gave me for numerous reasons. And it's hard to understand that when, you know, you go through injury and you're going through surgery, you're like, why me? But when you put it into perspective, it's like, this is giving me patience. It's giving me an understanding to just relax. Maybe my body needed rest at that point. You know, there's tons of things that you can sit back and think on, but yeah, definitely God and just building that faith was huge after I got hurt. And losing the opportunity to play again and honestly losing everything, like relearning how to walk, and going through an infection that really took a toll over my body and just having to get multiple surgeries to fight that, as well as like a PICC line and a draining tube was big. And it puts a lot of perspective on how small basketball actually is in terms of who you are as a person, but also how big it is as well when you lose it and you can't do it anymore. So I think after injury really put into perspective how much I love it and how much I value it. And you know, the opportunity that I want to take every day, because it really is just a privilege that you can lose so quickly. And that really put it into perspective for me. So I think definitely after injury and going through the, you know, rehab process was when I was like, yeah, like this is something that I love.
How do you navigate the demands of academic and athletics? Are there any routines that help you strategize your days and stay grounded and stay focused?
UC Irvine is a great school and it's definitely a tough school too, but the degree at the end of the day is amazing to be able to have that and to graduate from UCI. But I think like routine is huge, especially being an athlete and having to learn to balance. Building connections with either professors or you know, your academic counselors that you get through athletics is huge to just find routine and understand what classes fit the schedule best and communicating that and just really prioritizing when you can do your work and when you need to study and stuff like that is really important.
You won the silver for the under-17 New Zealand team and participated at the Tour Friends California training camp as well. Carrying flags for both country in your journey, what does it mean to you to represent New Zealand, and how do you hope your story resonate with the people from both countries?
Representing New Zealand is one of my biggest goals, and representing at 17s was such an amazing experience because it was kind of like a small glimpse into it. Like I've done it for New Zealand. I'm here. I'm so close to finally getting to that top team and really traveling and representing New Zealand to the best of my ability, representing all previous players. And I think that is just one of those things when I got injured was like, I didn't understand the full, amount of weight that it carried. Of course I understood, but like to the degree when you can't play anymore, it's like, yeah, that's an amazing feeling to be able to represent your country and everyone that's a part of it, part of the process was huge. So I think it's exciting, especially being able to go to that camp was kind of my first milestone from injury. And to be able to perform there was such an amazing feeling. So yeah, there's no feeling like it.
Incredible.
Yeah.
As you look into the future, what are your biggest dreams as an athlete and as a person? How do you hope to use your platform to inspire others?
That's a great question. It's bigger than basketball. And there's a lot of issues going on in the world right now that, basketball is a platform to show who you are as a person and what you believe in. And I think something that I've always been taught from a young age is you have to stand up for what is right. You cannot be a bystander that watches, issues and situations happen around you and never be the one to speak up because you're no better than the person doing it or, the things that are happening. So I think basketball is an amazing platform to be able to speak up for those who can't or speak up on situations that are wrong and you believe. So I feel like that is the platform that basketball has been giving me so far.
Awesome. And you're involved with some of the clubs from your school as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I'm part of the Black Student Athlete Alliance, which is basically like a Black student union for athletics. And I'm the vice president in that. So, which is big for Irvine because we've never had that before. So that's been a really cool experience just to kind of unify athletes in terms of club meetings, going to different schools and things like that. And, reaching out with other BSAAs has been a great experience, especially just networking as well.
For those who doesn't know, you're mixed, right?
Yeah.
So your father's African-American
Yep.
and mother's from New Zealand. Before we wrap it up, let's lighten the mood a little bit.
Okay.
So we're going to ask you a little bit of fun questions. What is your hidden talent, hobby that you have might surprise people?
I really, really enjoy going to find different matcha places like around LA or like coffee shop matcha places. I like to do that. I'm really into clothes and fashion. So I think those are two like hobbies that I enjoy to do during the off time.
Awesome. Have you visited Japan?
I have not.
Oh, you're going to love it with everything that you're
Yes,
interested in.
I know. I really want to go.
Brilliant. My next question is, if you could host a dinner party with any three people, dead or alive, who would you invite and why?
Barack Obama, because he's so cool. Like he seems so personable, and I think he's awesome. Kelsey Plum, she's just a goat. Like she is the definition of hard work. Yeah, I think she's an amazing basketball player, and probably Kobe Bryant, another just amazing work ethic as well. And I feel like that'd be kind of like a bomb dinner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. I want to be there too.
Yeah.
Please invite me too if you do. My next question is, have you had Tim Tam before?
Tim Tams?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, right. This question.
Okay.
Are you team Tim Tam or Team Oreo?
Okay, I'd probably choose Team Oreo. Okay. But the Black Forest Tim Tams are really good too.
Yeah.
So
fair enough.
Probably Oreo.
Awesome. Great. So the next question is your team versus my team, women's only. You can choose any three women basketball players, 3-on-3 tournament. Paper, scissors, rock. If you win, you choose first.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Okay, you go first.
Okay, Kelsey Plum.
Okay, Diana Taurasi.
Sue Bird.
2-point guy I really want. Becky Hammond.
I'm gonna go Asia Wilson. That's
Lisa Leslie. All right, so I want the audience to judge which team's gonna win, okay? All right, let us know in the comment section. Let's end with something personal. What is one thing about you that most people don't know that have played a significant role on shaping who you are today?
Okay, I'm gonna go back to faith again. I really, this past year and now into 2025 as well, have just really been working on my faith and just connecting with God on a deeper level and feeling more comfortable communicating and just like freely speaking and just praying on things has been huge for me recently. And it's something I want to continue to do because it has helped so much.
My name's Maxine.
I'm
nice
Olivia.
To meet you. Olivia.
Nice to meet you.
My first question is, if you sat down with your 12-year-old self, what advice would you give her?
Be easy on yourself. Way easier when you celebrate your wins for yourself, and you understand that everything's a learning point in life.
If you were the coach of your own basketball team, what kind of plays would you run? And would you be a tough coach or a chill one?
I would run a lot of motion. The type of coach I'd be moderate, I think. So a little bit of hard, a little bit of chill. I think it's important to have balance in that.
My third question is, what is your favorite song at the moment?
I'm gonna say Fresh Prince of Utah by YoungBoy.
All right, I gotta listen to that sometime. What would you be if you weren't playing basketball?
My major is psychology, so I want to go into sports psych, but I think outside of that, I think I would want to be in some type of like political position, like politics or something. So I'm gonna be interested in.
Thank you for your time, Olivia.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.